a movie yesterday, and
Yeah.
I was watching a movie yesterday. Is this all right, Sanjay? Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Very good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I've been good as well. Thank you so much. So, since it's our first interaction, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, like a brief introduction?
Okay. My name is Naveen. I
Mm-hmm.
completed my post graduation. I'm working for a organization, and I'm from Hyderabad.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what about your hobbies and interests? What do you like to do besides your work?
Yeah, playing chess and listening to music.
That's great. Okay. What kind of music do you like?
Melody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, melody. I listen melody songs
Mm-hmm.
whenever I
That's
feel
great.
low, and I on my music player.
That's great. Okay, our topic for today is would you rather change the past or explore the future? So, what fascinates you more? The idea of going back to the past and changing something about your life, or going into the future and doing something?
Mm, going into future and to do something. You know, in my past and everything is good, and I don't want to
Hmm.
change anything.
Hmm.
So I want to go to future, and I want to explore something, and I want to know what is happening. Mm,
Hmm. Yeah.
that is,
So
that's
here, instead of what will happening, here we'd say what will be happening. Yeah.
what will
What
be
will be
happening.
happening in the future. Yeah. Because here we are
Okay.
talking about something that is about to happen. It hasn't happened yet. So we only
Okay.
say what is happening for the present tense. Okay. So
Sure.
what will be happening in the future? So I will explore that. So what would you like to explore in particular?
Uh, means regarding technology, and
Okay, great. Yeah.
so day by day, and technology is improving, right? And 10 years back, how is the world, and now the world is, and we are seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I will go into the future, and I know the technology, and I will
Yeah.
use it, and I come back to the present situation, and I will try to use
Right. That's great. So what do you think about artificial intelligence in particular?
artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, artificial intelligence, uh, there are uses and there are advantages and disadvantages with that. And artificial intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
if it is under mankind, and if it is, what can I say, and mm,
So
if
basically,
artificial,
human beings have been controlling it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So if it is not out of, I know it is out of control, and we cannot do anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
If artificial intelligence can rule also,
Yeah.
if it
True.
work for itself.
True. Yeah. It is self-conscious as well. So it can talk
Yes,
about itself. Earlier, we didn't have a technology like this. Now it is
yes,
able to reference itself and say, okay, I am doing this. So it is aware. That means it has consciousness. It is very interesting. So what would you like to explore in particular when it comes to artificial intelligence?
in artificial intelligence, uh, regarding mobiles or regarding systems,
Mm-hmm.
already we are using mobiles, and we have to charge our mobile, and in future we need not to charge our mobile, and we can use, and
Yeah.
we may see in future the technology.
Yeah. Yeah. Need not charge.
Yeah.
Here, two
Yes.
is not required. So we need not charge. Perhaps in the future, we need not charge our devices. Yeah.
Okay. We need not charge.
Need not. Yes. So you said need not to. Here to is not required. The rest of the sentence
Okay.
was correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need not charge.
Right. Yeah. What about your future generation? So suppose you have a time machine and you get access to this, and you would be able to travel to the future. So what are the things that you'd love to know about the ways that your future generation would be living in the future?
Yeah, how my grandchildren and their family and how they are living, and
Hmm.
what type of technology they are using, and you know how how they are settling in their
Right.
future, and I will see, and I will go. If I have time machine, I will go to past also.
Hmm.
We have
Yeah.
option, right? And I know about my grandparents, and I
Right.
see in how most of the things I forgot in when I was in childhood. At 3 years old or 4 years old, and we may not remember, right, what
Yeah.
happened.
True.
So I'll
True.
see and what I did when I was at 4 years and when I was at 3 years old.
Right.
I
Right. So childhood
want to see.
memories, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's very fascinating. Yeah. So how were you as a
And
kid?
yes, yes. And after 10 years or 8 years, and we may remember some situations what happened in our life, and then
Right.
at 5 years old and before 5 years, and we may not remember, right, at that
True.
time.
Yeah.
So now if we have time machine, and we can see that, how our parents pampered us, and how we did the naughty things, and
True. Yeah.
that's what I want to see.
Yeah. So how were you as a kid?
Yeah, my parents told me I was very naughty, and
Hmm.
doing many things. What can I naughty things?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and many times I don't want to listen them, and I go outside and I want to bring that thing and this thing and from
Hmm.
racks, and yeah,
Right. Yeah. Children tend to do that. So here you said I don't, but here we'd say I didn't because we are talking about the past. Yeah.
yes,
So I
I
didn't
did.
listen to them, or I didn't. Yeah. So I didn't do this. So I can
Uh,
share a note with you, which can be helpful when it comes to speaking in past tense.
sure.
And there is a link to a vocabulary application as well. So either you can copy paste or take a screenshot. It's in the chat box.
Oh, I took a screenshot.
Yeah,
Sure.
so you can go through this, and whenever you're stuck with past tense, you can refer to this and
And
try
give
and
me
make sentences. Yeah,
and give me few example by using was and where.
was and were. Okay.
Yeah.
So was is the singular form, and were is the plural form. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we use singular when we are talking about one person. We use plural when we are talking about two or more than two people. So suppose I say, I was doing this, and a friend of mine joins. Yeah. Then we'll
Okay.
say, we were doing this. Yeah. So now was has
Was
become were. Why? Because another person was added, right?
was I did.
Right. In the singular form, we say, I was doing it. In the plural, we say, we were doing it.
We
If we
were
are
doing.
talking about
Okay.
someone else, so suppose
Mm.
you are talking about those two people, how would you say it? They were doing it. Yeah.
Yes.
So they.
So I want to use, I want to speak about yesterday or day before yesterday what I did,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
for that situation, and how can I use was, you know,
I
uh,
was,
uh,
yeah, go on.
briefly tell me and what you did yesterday, like by using was for some
Okay.
sentences.
Mhm. Yeah. I was reading. Then I felt like going to bed. So I took a nap. Then I was doing something else. So see, here, if you open the past tense notes, yeah, over
Okay.
here, we use was in past continuous. So anything that is continuing in the past or simple past, yeah. So
Yes.
yeah, I wrote a letter to her yesterday. I was doing this. Here you could use this was in well as well. So he was playing. Most of the times, was is used in past continuous. So anything which is
Okay.
continuing in the past. Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing,
No,
I
if
was
you use,
done.
yeah.
Yeah.
If yesterday I wrote a letter to my friend,
Hmm.
and I didn't use was in this sentence, and how can I use? Just I said I wrote a letter to my friend yesterday. And is this sentence?
Yes. So if we convert this into past continuous, then you can use was. I was writing a letter to my friend yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
When you
whenever we're using was and we need to use the ing form along with was. I was
most of the
writing a.
times.
Okay.
So in simple past also you can use was. Suppose I
Hmm.
say I was there yesterday. It is simple past, and I used was
Hmm.
as well. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
You know,
anything.
I
Yeah.
yeah. Go
Go
ahead.
on, please.
You know, I went to a movie yesterday.
Hmm.
I watched a movie yesterday, and
Yeah.
I was watching a movie yesterday. Is this right, Sanjay? I was
Both of them.
watching a
Both of
movie
them are
yesterday.
right. Both of them are right. Why? Because in the first one, you're mentioning what you did. And in the second one, you're talking about the process of watching a movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we
Hmm.
are talking in continuous, we are talking about the process, something which is going on. So if I say, I attend the class every day. Yeah. This is simple
Hmm.
present. If I say,
Okay.
I'm attending the class, that means it's
Okay.
happening right now in real time.
Right now.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
So same is the case with past. This is the only difference. Instead of right now, it is happening in the past. Other than that,
Okay.
everything is same. I was playing, I was dancing. Here, if I have to convert it into present, I will say I am playing. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I was
yeah,
attending Clapingo sessions from last 6 months. Is this right sentence?
not was. I have been attending.
I have been attending. And how to
Yes.
use for this sentence was, I am attending Clapingo sessions from many months. So I want to use was for this type of sentences.
You can
Can I use?
only use was for past continuous or simple past. Other than that, we don't use was. So here I made the sentence for
Hmm.
present perfect continuous. This is something
Okay.
entirely different. Yeah. So
So
I
I
have been
have been
attending.
attending Clapingo sessions
Right.
since since January 2020.
Right. So over here, why did we use present perfect continuous? Because it started at a particular point in time and it is still
Okay.
continuing. It is not in the past.
Okay. For
Yeah.
still continuing situations, and we need not use was.
No, I have been
Okay.
attending. That means
I have
you
been.
started
Okay.
attending at a particular point in time and you're still
Okay.
attending the clapping sessions because you are in one right now. So you didn't
Yes.
stop attending it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you stop it, how would you say it? So suppose a year from now, when you have
Okay.
perfectly mastered the language and you have left the classes, how would you
Hmm.
talk about it to your friend of yours? So you'd say,
Hmm.
I had been taking in the past. So this would be
I
past
had
perfect
been.
continuous. Taking,
Okay.
Clapingo
Taking.
session. So suppose they
Hmm.
ask you, okay, how do you have such a good English or such a good command over the language? So then you'd say, I had been attending Clapingo sessions in the past, like for the
Okay.
past. Yeah.
In this situation, and you didn't use was, right?
It is not required all the time. So was is
Okay.
something which is dependent on the situation. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can look it up online. You can just go online and you can look up use cases of the word was. Okay.
So, and many times I read about was and were in books, but it is I want to do with the live example and with tutors like that. If I
Right.
do so, and I easily remember, and I can
True.
easily use that was and were
True.
correctly in my daily routine.
True.
That is
True.
what I
Yeah.
want to do.
Yeah.
That's it.
So as a rule of thumb, just remember that whenever you're talking about the past, that I was doing, I was playing, these kind of things, over here,
Okay.
you can use it safely. But in other contexts, it is very dependent on the context. Like I mentioned, that I was there, I went there. Yeah. I was
Okay.
over there. So it is
Okay.
something which is very specific to the context. We don't talk about it in processes other than past continuous. So when you're
Okay.
narrating a story about the past, you know what? I was doing this, then this happened, then I was doing that. Yeah. So
Okay.
in this context, you can use. Otherwise, it's not required all the time. So you can learn other uses as well. So I was watching, I had been watching. Yeah, I had been watching. That means in the
I had been.
past.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So you can practice this. I have included a few examples. So you can try and make up your own situations related to the definition of each of the tense, and then you can practice accordingly. Yeah. Most of the
Okay.
times we make errors in the past tense. That's why I keep on sharing this. Yeah.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
almost session is going to end, and they give me feedback and where I should
Sure.
focus and how to improve my
Sure.
language.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you do have a lot of good ideas. It's just about learning how to organize them properly. So, a lot of the times, right now, you're just touching upon the surface and you come back. You're not able to delve deeper into the subject and talk about it at length. I think this is happening because of lack of vocabulary. So, you don't have enough new words, right? So, engage more with the language and learn as much as possible from multiple sources. So, don't rely on just reading or just watching something. Use a combination of all these things. So reading sometimes, then you can alternate between the days depending on the time that you have. So reading, listening to podcasts, watching movies, listening to people having a conversation in English, going back to your sessions and listening to yourself speak as well. That is also very helpful when it comes to giving yourself that feedback, because you have been with yourself throughout the journey, right? So from the beginning to the end, you're going to be there witnessing your own journey. So you'll be able to tell that, okay, this is something I need improvement on, and this is something I need to work upon. Then you can ask the tutors accordingly that, okay, these are the kind of doubts that I've been having. So can you please help me with this? Yeah. Other than that, I think it's about sentence structure. So you can try and speak in pointers. So firstly this, secondly, thirdly, fourthly, you can speak like that. Yeah. And try and end the sentences nicely as well. You start out strong, but then by the end it kind of fizzles out. So we are not able to end the sentence the way that we start very confidently, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
pay attention to the end, and you can use this template as well. So at the end, you can use, before I wrap up, I want to quickly add that, and then you can have a point
Okay.
in mind. Yeah.
Sure,
Or
sure.
you can
And
say,
tell me one
yeah,
sentence by using before I wrap up. You know.
yeah, I can just quickly talk about a thing. So suppose I'm talking about a trip. So over there, I'd say, okay, firstly, I went there. It was wonderful. Secondly, I had this food. It was amazing. Thirdly, we went for shopping. We bought these souvenirs for everyone. Fourthly, this. Then to sum up, or okay, before I wrap up, I want to quickly add that it was a fun trip and I really had a good time and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. So what I did was
Yes.
I talked about all the pointers. I touched upon
Yes.
everything before wrapping it up. It really ensures that the listener is on the same page. Yeah, go on.
Okay. And I will try. I will try the same. We started this session, and we had. We spoke about future and what happened in past, and we spoke about was and where, and you told me about. You gave me some.
Mhm.
On chart box,
Yeah.
and to look for.